During this exercise, we will take a look at using LandXML data and creating surfaces in Power Civil from that data. We have a LandXML file exported out of, in this case, AutoCAD, Land Desktop 3, and we're going to use that LandXML file and import it into Power Civil to create a Power Civil tin file. In the training guide, we are at page 126, and we'll go through page 126 and 127, where we'll import the data, generate the terrain model, and draw it in the CAD file. Our data set for this exercise is located under Data, Geo, Site, DTM, in a folder called LandXML. And there you can see that we have a AutoCAD drawing file and a XML file. An XML file, if I look at it in a text editor, is a very simple text file with, in this case, point names for Kogo, so the point information, and as I scroll towards the bottom, we'll get into surface information. The format of this XML file is standard LandXML format. In this case, version 1.0 of LandXML. You can go to landxml.org and review the various formats and data sources that port to that format. In Power Civil, I'm going to go ahead and launch Power Civil and navigate to my LandXML folder through the manager and select the landxml.dwg. I'll click OK and load the drawing file. From my main DTM tools, I'm going to bring out the Utilities tool palette. That's where you can find our import and export options for LandXML. In this case, I want to import a LandXML file. So I'm going to select the Import LandXML option. I'll select the existing .xml file that is located in our LandXML folder. It's part of our data set. And I'll give it a name. I'm going to call it existing. And it'll create a .dat file, so a .dat extension will be placed on that. So we're basically bringing the XML file, or the information that we need out of the XML file, into a Power Civil .dat file. And again, the .dat file is where we contain our break line information, our spot shot information, and so forth. I click the Import button, and it will import that file and make a .dat file out of it. Once it's a .dat file, that's when I want to build a tin file or a triangulated model from it. So I'll simply choose the Build Triangles option from my main DTM tools, select my .dat file that I just created by importing the XML data. I'll name it Existing. It'll put a TIN extension on it. I'll create, let's say, side option. I'll bump that up to maybe 500, let's say. Click Process, and it'll create the triangles. Now, that I have the triangles created, I can view those with the Load DTM feature tool. When I bring up the Load DTM feature, I'm going to set the load file option to 10. I'm going to select my existing 10 file that I just created. I can turn on triangles. I can go to the contours option, click read. You can see the min z max z is populated. I'm going to leave my interval at 1 and 5. I'm going to set my major lines as I set them before in previous exercises. They're going to be set to color 2, weight 2. The same with my major lines. They're going to be set to color 4 and weight 0. I'm sorry, my minor lines. So I'm not really changing any of my settings that I had before. I'm using the same colors, text heights, and widths as I previously did in other exercises. But I can make any change I want. So I'll go ahead and click load, and it'll load, in this case, the triangles, the contours. I can zoom around the file, and since I have display only toggled on, when I zoom, the graphics disappear. I simply hit load again. Now what you'll notice here is that I've got triangles cutting across edges of road and such. So my XML file didn't have break line information in it, and I can see that in different areas of the file. So what I need to do is supplement that file that I created using the XML data. I need to kind of append it to it and add some of this break line information to it. And so we'll do that in the next exercise.